Debts seniors can legally stop paying. Imagine this: you're sitting at home, the phone rings, and it's another debt collector demanding money. Your heart races, your hands sweat, and suddenly you're afraid to even answer calls. But what if I told you many of these debts that keep you awake at night may no longer even be legally enforceable? That's right. There are certain debts that seniors simply do not have to pay anymore, no matter how much pressure collectors put on you. Today, we'll go through 6 types of debts that lawyers often advise older adults to walk away from. I'll explain why they lose legal power, the traps collectors use to trick you, and the exact steps you can take to protect yourself. Most importantly, I'll show you how this knowledge can bring peace of mind and financial freedom in retirement. Stick with me until the end, because I'll also share what to do if collectors won't stop harassing you, and how to turn the tables on them. 1. Old medical bills beyond the statute of limitations. Medical debt is one of the biggest burdens seniors face. But here's the truth: hospitals and clinics only have a limited time to sue you for unpaid bills. This is called the statute of limitations, and it usually runs between 3 and 7 years, depending on your state. Once that clock runs out, the debt is time barred. Collectors can still call you, but they have no legal power to drag you into court. Your protections: Social Security income is safe. Collectors cannot garnish it for medical debts. And the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act makes it illegal for them to harass you or threaten lawsuits on expired bills. Common trap: some seniors, out of guilt or habit, send small good faith payments. The problem? In some states, even one small payment restarts the statute of limitations and makes the debt enforceable again. Story: Margaret, a 74-year-old widow, had been paying $200 a month on a hospital bill from 2010. She thought she was doing the right thing. After speaking with a legal aid attorney, she discovered her state's statute of limitations had expired years ago. That debt could no longer be collected. She stopped paying, saving thousands of dollars, and finally had money for her medications. Action steps: ask for a debt validation letter to confirm when the last payment was made. Compare that date to your state's statute of limitations. If it's expired, send a certified letter demanding the collector stop contacting you. Reach out to free legal aid services for guidance. 2. Expired credit card debt. Credit cards are another common source of stress. Just like medical bills, they fall under a statute of limitations. Once that time has passed, the debt is unenforceable. But here's the catch: debt buyers purchase these old accounts for pennies on the dollar and make huge profits by scaring people into paying anyway. Your protections: Social Security is off limits, and expired credit card debt cannot legally result in a lawsuit. Common trap: collectors may trick you into admitting the debt is yours or making a small payment, both of which can restart the legal clock. They might also claim it will destroy your credit. But debts older than 7 years usually disappear from your credit report entirely. Story: Robert, a 78-year-old retired bus driver, was terrified by daily calls about a $5,000 credit card balance from 2008. Collectors threatened lawsuits and garnishment, but a legal clinic confirmed the debt was expired. With a simple cease and desist letter, the calls stopped, and Robert could sleep again. Action steps: always request written proof of the debt. Do not verbally acknowledge or make payments until you know its status. Check your credit report at annualcreditreport.com to ensure the debt isn't being misreported. Report any threats or harassment to the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. 3. Certain private student loans. Many seniors are still paying off student loans, either their own or ones they co-signed for family. Here's the difference: federal student loans are nearly impossible to erase, but private student loans act like other consumer debts. That means they also have statutes of limitations, often 3 to 6 years. Once that time passes, they can't sue you. Your protections: private lenders can't garnish Social Security. And when the borrower passes away, the debt usually dies too, unless a CO signer is involved. Common trap: collectors use fear. They may claim your children or grandchildren will be responsible if you don't pay. That is almost always false unless they CO signed. Story: Linda, an 82-year-old grandmother, kept paying $150 each month on a private loan she took out in the 1980s. She thought her grandkids would inherit it. A non-profit attorney explained the statute of limitations had long expired and the loan would not transfer to her family. She stopped paying and finally eased her financial burden. Action steps: confirm whether your loan is federal or private. Ask for the default date in writing. Verify inheritance rules with a lawyer. Contact non-profit organizations like the National Foundation for Credit Counseling for help. For informal loans from friends or family. Not all debts involve banks or hospitals. Many seniors carry guilt about money borrowed decades ago from friends or family. If there was no written contract, the statute of limitations is usually just 3 to 6 years. Even with a written agreement, the clock runs out eventually unless the lender sues. Common trap: emotional pressure. Collectors aren't involved here, but seniors often keep paying out of shame or obligation, even when the debt is long gone. Story: Helen, 81, felt guilty for 40 years about a $50 loan from a church friend in the 1970s. Even after the friend passed away, she still thought about it. Her daughter explained that the debt was unenforceable and, more importantly, meaningless now. For the first time in decades, Helen felt free. Action steps: identify whether there was ever a contract. Release yourself from unnecessary guilt. If family is still in your life, talk openly about your situation. Consider counseling if guilt lingers. 5 expired medical debts. Yes, it's worth repeating. Medical debts cause so much stress that it's worth emphasizing again. If they're past the statute of limitations, they cannot be enforced. Collectors may say unpaid bills will affect your healthcare access. That is false. Under federal law, hospitals cannot deny you emergency care. Story: an 82-year-old widow received a $4,000 demand for a hospital stay from 1998. A senior legal counselor confirmed the debt was unenforceable. She no longer had to worry about it following her into her final years. Action steps: demand a debt validation letter. Confirm your rights to emergency treatment under EMTALA. Report harassment to state or federal agencies. 6 utility bills after death. This one often surprises people. If a senior passes away with unpaid utility bills, those debts do not transfer to family members unless they CO signed the account. Survivors simply notify the company of the death, close the account, and open a new one in their own name. Trap: some companies or collectors try to trick grieving families into paying balances they don't owe. Story: Robert, 79, worried his kids would inherit his overdue water bill. A lawyer reassured him that once the account closed after his death, the debt would disappear. His children would not be responsible. Action steps: notify the utility company and provide a death certificate. Open a new account in the survivor's name. Refuse to pay unless you CO signed. What to do if collectors won't stop? Document everything. Keep notes on calls and letters. Send a cease and desist letter. By law, they must stop contacting you. Know your rights. The FTPA protects you from harassment. Report violations. File complaints with the CFPB, FTC, or your state attorney general. Seek legal aid. Many nonprofits and senior legal services will help at no cost. Closing thoughts. Retirement should be about peace, not fear of collectors chasing debts that no longer have legal weight. Medical bills, credit card balances, private student loans. Even old personal or utility debts, many of these lose their power with time. The key is knowing your rights, refusing to let guilt or intimidation control you, and protecting your social security and savings. Collectors rely on confusion and fear. But once you understand the law, you hold the power. So, which of these 6 debts surprised you the most? Share your story in the comments. I read them all, and your experiences help others in the same situation. And if you found this helpful, consider subscribing for more senior-focused financial guidance. You deserve to enjoy your retirement years without the shadow of debts that no longer matter.